1.1.2 Why the Cloud Exists. To understand the cloud, you can't stop at the definition. You have to ask the real question. Why did we need the cloud in the first place? Let's rewind to the world before the cloud and make this visceral. Imagine you're running a growing product 15 or 20 years ago. There's no console to log into. There's no spin-up button. You buy physical servers. You wait weeks for delivery. You rack them in a data center, wire power and networking, install the OS, secure it, back it up, and you hope nothing catches fire. Literally or figuratively. If you're expecting more users next year, what do? You guess. And because you're afraid of running out, you overbuy hardware. Most of the time, those machines are just sitting there, idle, CPU wasted, disks half empty, memory barely touched. That's underutilization, and you paid for it up front as capital expenditure. If you guessed wrong in the other direction, traffic spikes, there is no autoscale. You run out of capacity. The system slows down. Users leave. Every scaling mistake costs money, reputation, or both. Now step back and look at what teams were doing. They weren't just writing software, they were managing the physical world, replacing disks, swapping power supplies, debugging weird electrical failures, managing cooling, dealing with access badges. Infrastructure wasn't just expensive, it was a constant distraction from actually building the product. And that is the environment the cloud was born into. There was a stepping stone before real cloud, classic hosting. You rented hardware in someone else's building, but you still patched the OS, configured firewalls, set up backups, planned redundancy. It was still your server, just farther away. You didn't rethink capacity. You relocated it. The cloud came from a totally different question. What if infrastructure itself was a service? Not a project, not a sunk cost. A service. Instead of buying machines, you rent capability. Give me compute. Give me storage. Give me a network. You stop worrying about buildings, cooling, redundant power, rack space. You say what you need, and the platform figures out how it happens. That shift changes everything. On the business side, we swap capital expenditure for operating expenditure. No more giant upfront purchases. You scale based on actual demand. On the engineering side, daily life changes meaningfully. Less time fighting with bare metal, more time designing systems and writing software. Capacity becomes something you request, not something you build. And there's another reason, one that matters even more. Speed. In the pre-cloud era, a new environment could take weeks or months. Approvals, deliveries, installation, configuration, you're waiting forever. With the cloud, the same thing becomes a script, a template, a pipeline. Minutes instead of months. Faster environments mean faster experiments, faster feedback, faster learning. That's when DevOps and continuous delivery move from buzzwords to reality. So when an interviewer asks you,
Why do companies move to the cloud?
you shouldn't say, because it's cheaper, or because everyone is doing it. A senior, grounded answer sounds like this. The cloud exists because owning physical infrastructure slowed innovation and wasted capacity. It turns compute, storage, and networking into elastic, on-demand services, so teams scale to real demand and spend more time building systems than babysitting hardware. Short, accurate, business-aware, technical enough. So now that we have a solid picture of what the cloud is and why it exists, the next natural question becomes, how is this actually different from the traditional on-prem world, not in marketing terms, but in ownership, control, and responsibility? That's exactly what we'll unpack next. End of section 1.1.2.